What's up, people? Welcome to the session. I hope all of you guys are doing good, taking care of yourselves, and staying safe. The weekend is just done. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, a very productive weekend. But more importantly, I hope you guys are staying safe because, guys, Omicron is right around the corner. So please, please, please take all the precautions needed and keep yourself away from the virus. Again, we are back with a brand new video. Before we get started though, make sure you're a part of the family. Hit that subscribe button for Vedantu 9th 10th English channel because guys, we are aiming for 500k now. So let's make it happen. We've just crossed 100k. Let's make it 500k. You are the ones who are supposed to, help us push through that. Anyways, with that said, guys, let's get into today's topic, right? Because today's topic is going to be a little different. It's not something which is which is much talked about. Today, I'm going to tell you how not to care about what other people think about us. Because here's the thing, guys, whether you want to accept it or not, at this age, that is when you get into your, from 9th, 8th, 10th standard, we tend to care a lot more about what other people think about us than when you were in probably, 4th or 5th standard. Right, you start to care a lot about what she thinks or what he thinks, what my neighbors think, what my relatives thinks, and that is actually influencing a lot of decisions that you guys make in your day-to-day life. Now, I'm not saying that it's entirely a wrong thing, but when it starts to affect your ability to make the right choices, when it starts to affect your ability to do what's right rather than what to please other people, that is where the problem lies. So I'm going to talk about few things that you can do, that you can practice in your day-to-day life. It's not going to be easy, I'll tell you that upfront. Again, it's not going to be easy, but if you guys were to do these, trust me guys, that feeling of what other people think about you might not affect you as much as you think it really does. All right. So with that said, guys, I'm going to get into the 5 very important things that can actually help you to stop caring about what other people think. The first thing I would like to say is this, guys. Be very, very, very careful about what you ask to whom. Be careful who you open up to. Only a few people actually care. The rest are just curious. And this is a fact of life. Try not to tell whatever problems, whatever things you have, whatever ideas you have, and try not to get everyone's opinion. See, there are few people who are constantly, trying to pull you down, and you know that those people are not good to be around, but still we continue to be friends with those kind of people because yes, that is how it is. Even I've been through that. All of us have been through that. So be very specific about what sort of people you surround yourself with. I have a very old quote that comes into my mind where every time I think about this: you are the average of 5 people that you spent the last 10 years with. Now, what do I mean by that is, whatever time you've spent for the last 5 to 10 years, whatever time you spent with the kind of people that you spent, that has influence to be the person that has a lot of influence on you, and that has made you the person you are right now. Whatever you are right now is basically the influence of the kind of people that you spend time with. Now, a very simple example for the same is you would never see, in majority of the cases, you can see that the toppers would hang around with toppers, and people who play a lot of sports hang around with people who play a lot of sports. And that is, see, the reason why we do that is because, guys, there's a lot of psychological, thing to it. It's just that when you have surrounded yourself with those kind of people, you'll try to push yourself better. So try to carefully select your friends. That is the first thing you must do. You must know who is right, who's actually giving you the right kind of advice and who's not. You have to choose your friend circle, the kind of people that you're with. That is something that you must be very, very careful about it. You should think a lot about it, guys, because see, there are a lot of things that you can control, and this is one such thing. The kind of time that you spend with the kind of people, that is something that you can control. So make sure that you utilize it. I know it's like big words coming out from my mouth. I understand that a lot of you guys are like, sir, why all this right now? But yes, guys, let me tell you this, that yes, it's going to influence you in the future as well. So the kind of people that you are with today, that will influence your future as well. So try to surround with yourself with people who actually push you to make yourself better, and not people who bring you down. And try not to, like, be open with everyone. Like, do not, because some people might use that against you. So try not to do that as well. Second thing is this, guys, find a role model. That is something which a lot of the students these days lack for some reason. A lot of people actually, if I ask a student, they know who's your role model, most of the time they're completely blank. See, guys, you need to have a person that you look up to, and that is something that is basically a role model. A role model is a person who is basically someone you look up to. Now, for me, it was my dad. When I was, when I was in college, when I was in school and all, it was my dad who I always looked up to. Even today, I look up to my dad. No, you should have someone like that who actually is, whose values that they carry can impact, can impact your decisions, or you think that is adding good value to your life. So make sure you choose one such role model. It could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be a cousin, whoever it is, but choose a good role model. That is something which you must spend time on, guys. It is very, very, very important, because every time you're stuck in a jam, these are the kind of people that's going to help you to come out of it. They are the ones who are going to give you the right sort of advice, the right kind of experience that they have, that they have been through. They are going to help you to get through that. So find the perfect role model for you. That is very, very important. Thirdly, guys, which is a lot, in fact, majority of the the generation's problem is this: we do not realize what is our worth. Some of us basically look down on ourselves. See, guys, it's important that you realize that there's no one in the world that can replace you. You are the only person who can do what you're doing. Nobody can do it better than you. Nobody can replace you. No matter how hard they try, no matter what happens in the future, nobody can replace you. You need to understand, you need to accept yourself. It's super duper important that you realize that yes, I am worth something. Because the problem is, guys, that when we do not see, if you don't realize your own worth, why should the other person, why should the person sitting right next to you or adjacent to you or opposite to you, why should he think they're worth it if you don't feel like you're worth it? Right? Ask yourself this question. You need to tell yourself, you need to understand what is your self-worth. Know yourself. And the best way to do it, guys, is to make a list of things that you feel are your positives, things that that you feel like are your strength. And trust me, it works out. If you're too lazy to write down something, then talk to yourself. Trust me, it works, guys. Go to your terrace, find a secluded place where nobody thinks that you're mad or something. Just sit, talk to yourself, ask yourself, what are the things you feel like is your strength. It's very, very important that you do that, guys, because see, you need to know yourself. And trust me, there's no better person in the entire world to know you than yourself. So please spend a little time on yourself to know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, because that is something which is going to help you to, never see. If you know what your worth is, even if the other person says otherwise, you know that that is not the truth. But the problem is you're looking for self-worth in other people. You're looking for, acceptance from the other person, from the opposite person. That is where the problem lies, because his point of view is completely different. He might look at you in a completely different sense. So you need to accept the fact that there's no one to judge you better than yourself. So sit, talk to yourself, find out what are the positives that you have, and make a list of it if it's possible, because that is going to help you to realize that you are worth something, and that will help you to get rid of this outward acceptance. Because, guys, one thing, let me tell you, See, a lot of you guys might be having this thought at this point of time that, sir, if I get a 90% board exam, I'll be very happy. If I get into a good job, I'll be very happy. If I become an engineer, I'll be very happy. If I become a doctor, I'll be very happy. But the fact is this, guys, happiness is not getting there. Trust me when I say this. Once you become let's say that you want to become an engineer, you become an engineer, right? That happiness that you get is very momentary. That is, you've set a goal, you've achieved it. But happiness is something that you find in yourself. I know it's a very deep, I know I sound like Gautam Buddha and all, but yes, happiness is always within you. It's not eccentric. It is not something which is outside. Happiness is something that you can find in yourself. Maybe sitting with yourself and maybe playing, a guitar, that could bring you happiness. So happiness is not out there. Let me tell you that much, guys. You achieving something is not going to give you happiness, because trust me, that is very momentary. If you get a job, you feel like you'll be happy after that. No, it's going to be momentary. After that, again, you'll have more problems. You'll have a lot more things to deal with. So please understand that you knowing yourself is way more important, and that is going to help you in a long way. It's not just something which is only for 9th standard, 10th standard. It's going to help you throughout the rest of your life. So that is my next very important tip for you guys. The next thing I want to tell you is this: replace your negative thoughts with something more realistic. See, guys, when you're setting goals, right? When you're setting goals, set realistic goals. For example, let's say that I want to study electricity today. All right. Now, it's not, I would say, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but except, telling yourself that I'm going to study this chapter in one full day in the next 24 hours, that is not realistic. That when you don't achieve it, that will basically bring you down. So replace your negative thoughts. Whatever negative thoughts you have, start replacing it with something more realistic, something a little positive. Like, replacing words like I can't to I can. I know it's very, what to say, something which everyone says. But yes, guys, because the minute you start believing that positive thoughts, all good things would happen. See, guys, good things happen to people who believe that it's going to happen. Because see, there is a lot of power to your thoughts, and it's very, very clear that there are a lot of good you can have. See, there's this again, another saying is this, that when it rains, right, most of the birds might basically swoop down. They'll basically come to the surface, and they might take shelter under a tree branch or whatever, wherever they can find some shade. But eagle, on the other hand, flies or soars above the clouds. Now the problem is same. Both of them are faced with the same problem, but the way that they deal with those problems are different. An eagle deals with a completely different way, like a bossie does it, whereas other birds do it in a different way. So the thing, what I'm trying to tell you is this: everyone is facing problems, but if you keep nudging on these problems over and over again, it's not going to get any better, and your entire thought would only become more and more negative. So try to replace that with positive ones and set realistic goals. The minute you achieve those goals, you get you get a positive energy. For example, okay, I'm starting with electricity chapter today. My intention today is to complete Ohm's law. You complete that, and that is going to give you some sort of happiness. Then you can go on to set another realistic goal. That's how you're supposed to do it, rather than basically saying you can't do it at once. Set realistic goals and achieve them. That is going to give you a lot of positive energy. The next thing is this, guys: understand your weaknesses as well. See, I told you that you need to talk to yourself, or you need to make a list of things that you feel very positive about, things that you feel like your strength. At the same time, you should know your weaknesses also, and be very blunt, be very true to yourself. What are your flaws that you feel like you can do better, or things that you feel like is not something that you can work upon, something that you can make make yourself better by doing that. Make a list of those as well, guys, because trust me, people, when I say this, a person who knows himself the best, a person who knows his strengths and weakness the best, is the one who's truly, truly, truly happy, because he knows that it doesn't matter what other people think. He knows that no matter what they say, it really doesn't matter, because I am not that person. You need to know your strength, you need to know your weakness. And once you know that, guys, trust me when I say this, that your life will become a lot less complicated. You won't have to worry about what Sharma ji ka uncle thinks, or what Sharma ji ka beta thinks, or beti thinks. It doesn't matter after that. You need to know yourself for that. And there is no better place to start than asking yourself that. Sit with yourself, ask yourself what are your strengths and weakness. Because trust me, again, I'm telling you this, guys, these things are going to help you for the rest of your life. It's not just I'm not just talking about your 10th standard, 11th standard. No, I'm talking about your life. And these are the things that's going to help you make your life a lot better than what it is already. And finally, guys, the last thing is this: establish boundaries. That is, you once you know who are the true friends that you have in life, who are actually helping you to make you push, to be better. You need to set boundaries. You need to know what are the things that you should share, what are the things that you should not. You need to know how much time you need to spend with that person and not. That is something which is very, very important, guys, because the problem with a lot of us is that we don't set that boundary. And when you don't set that boundary, what happens is that they start to influence you a lot more. I've seen a lot of friends, a lot of my own very own friends who do not set these boundaries, and it become very toxic. Because then what happens is that their life decisions are taken by the people around them, and those people might not be the best. They might not be the best person to tell him or her the best thing to do. And that is where you should, tell yourself enough is enough. You need to set boundaries. You need to make sure that this is where I should keep that person, and that is all it is. If he's just an acquaintance, keep it as an acquaintance. Don't tell him all your secrets and stuff, because again, I'm telling you guys, they can use it against you. And that is a hard fact of life. No matter you say, those are my friends are all the best, that's never the case, guys. You will always find things which you never knew about your friend, and maybe in the future they might use that against you as well. So please set boundaries and let yourself know what are the things that is right for you and what are the things that is wrong for you. And yes, guys, these are some of the things that I would like to say that can help you to get over that feeling about what other people think about me. And trust me, again, I'm going to tell you this, that it doesn't matter. They are not the ones who are paying your bill. They are not the ones who are sending you to school. They are not the ones who are getting you the uniform. They are not the ones who are paying your examinations fees. They are not the ones who's putting food on the table, right? Why does it matter what they think? Why? They might be in your life for the next 1 year, 2 years. You're 14, 15, 16? Life is long, guys. Life is long, and I mean long. So why would you want to listen to some person who's going to be with you for probably 1 or 2 years more, and then he's going to choose his own path? Why would you want to listen to him and change your life decisions according to that person? Right? Ask yourself this question. Because if the answer is no, I want to make a difference, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section that yes, sir, I want to make a difference. All right. Yes, I want to make a difference. I want to see how many of you guys are actually going through what I did. Trust me, guys, I've been through that. I have been through that myself. My friends in 10th standard were not the best. I can proudly say it that yes, I have been through it. That is why I'm telling you. I knew that my friends were toxic. So what I did was I slowly moved out of that group. And I knew those people for 9 years, roughly, because I studied in the same school from my LKG, UKG till 10th standard. So I knew them for almost 9 years. And in 10th standard is when I actually realized that these people are actually pulling me down. And what I did was I slowly moved out of that group. And that's what you should do. You should have the courage, the willpower, and more importantly, self-love. You should love yourself. You should respect yourself enough to do what's right for you and not for the other person. What they might think about you, that is a different thing. It doesn't matter. Again, they are not the ones who are putting food on the table. They're not the ones who are paying your fee. So it doesn't matter what they think. What are they going to do? At the most, what are they going to do? They're going to spread rumors about you. Yeah, I mean, how does it matter? You're going to move out of your schools anyways. You're going to get into college. Once you get into college, that's 2 years of your life, and then you're going to get into whatever degree you're going to choose less next, right? So how does it matter, right? So please get out of the thought that happiness is out there, that validation is out there. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it to the people who you love and who loves you. And be strong. All right, guys. I would like to end the session with that. All the very best, and let me know in the chat box in the comment section how many of you guys want to make that change in your life, just like I did. And let's see if we can work together to make that happen. All right, guys. So I wish you guys all the very best for your life. Take care of yourselves. May God bless you all. See you soon. Adios, sayonara, konnichiwa, and arigato. Bye bye, guys. See you soon. Take care. Adios.